Hey everyone, this is Malgazir returning with another installment into the Final Fantasy XIV playthrough here. We're going to go ahead and continue the story today. In the meantime, I did end up getting the Endwalker pre-order, so let's pick up my stuff. So we got a new minion, the Wind-Up Palom, which is from Final Fantasy IV. And we're supposed to get an earring that actually, like, scales with you. Ooh, that thing's pretty dang strong. Yeah, equip. Dang, that's actually pretty good. Alright, so let's go ahead and continue the storyline. To what happened last time. We fought against Raban and the other... I can't think of the words right now. The Grand Companies, in order to boost morale for Ishgardians. And then, as a result, we went ahead with the conference in order to have the conversation between Ishgardians and dragons. And Estinian, being controlled by Nidhogg, attacked Vidofnir, which reignited hatred for Nidhogg, and everyone's saying, well, in order for peace to exist, Nidhogg needs to die. Which may not be wrong, but it's still like, it kind of defeats the purpose. Hi, Master Earthbiter, it is well that you are here. You are wanted within, blah, blah, blah. Let's go actually talk with Alphino inside and get some information. Do some voice acting, so I can save my voice. I guess not. Malkazir, there you are. Have you a moment? There's something I would fain discuss. I must ask you to recall the events which unfolded at the peace conference, though I dare say you would sooner forget them. My mind returns again and again to the moment when Nidhogg appeared before the crowd in the guise of Estinian. It was a sight to chill the soul, but one which gave me reason to hope that our friend might not be beyond salvation. When he described his fateful transformation in Azazla, I feared him lost forever. But the mere fact that some semblance of his former self endures must surely count for something. Alas, I have no evidence to support this impression. Thus did I turn to Y'shtola and Kral for a more empirical appraisal, and full glad I am that I did, for that would seem that they have some observations of their own to share. The ladies have saved us a table at the Forgotten Night. Shall we go? Why couldn't they just meet us here? Excellent. Let us not keep our honored colleagues waiting. Oh, that's right. Didn't I get... I don't remember if I unlocked it. I got the shield and the weapon for the Hellfire Blade. And I also picked up this, which is supposed to be a whole coffer full of fending stuff. Ah, boom. That's kind of cool looking. Looks like dragon stuff. Alright, well, at least I match. Alright, so let's go to the Forgotten Night. Come on. Load up. There we go. Alright, where are we? There we are. It's Krile.
We have kept you waiting over long, I fear.
Not to worry, Alphino. We had some rather fine mulled wine to keep us company. Truth be told, you could have delayed your arrival a few moments more.
Waste my time, alright.
Gibrion got the spicing just right this time. His latest batch is not only delicious and warming, but soothing to the humors.
Indeed. But 'twas not to soothe our humours that we gathered here.
Ah, no, quite right. The matter of that poor dragoon.
You have discovered something. A means to save him?
Let us not jump to conclusions, shall we? Assess the facts presented, then make an educated analysis, as you were taught.
Yeah, come on, Alphino. Figure it out.
Pray, cast your mind back to the moment of Estinian's transformation. Do you recall how you described it to us? You spoke of the sudden pangs which racked his body when he took up both of Nidhogg's eyes, and of how his form was twisted thereafter into a shadowy semblance of the Great Worm.
When he appeared at Falcon's Nest, the worm's eyes were fused to his mail.
Would that only his armor had been corrupted. Snaking forth from the eyes, I descried dark tendrils which entangled his very being. His ether has been all but smothered.
Then he is lost to us forever?
What did I just say about jumping to conclusions? Y'shtola clearly stated all but smothered. As I later discovered, her impression matched my own. Though Nidhogg's presence filled my mind's eye, beneath his seething aura, I sensed the merest hint of something else. And after listening to Y'shtola's observations, I became more certain of my suspicion that the something else I'd sensed was, in fact, the trace of a different will, submerged in the sea of Nidhogg's rage.
How convenient that you can sense that.
You mean...
Yes, 'tis like that Estinian spirit yet lingers.
Can we not wrest him from Nidhogg's grasp, then? Tear the eyes from the armor?
We know not if that would serve to separate Worm's soul from man's. None have ever attempted such a feat.
Should it offer even the faintest hope of success, then by the gods, I shall be the first to try.
Alphino. By all means, hold fast to your hope, but be mindful of the dangers.
Yeah, be realistic, Alphino. Come on.
Should you succeed in excising the eyes from the dragoon's mail, we have no way of knowing if your friend's soul would survive so violent a separation. And that is to say nothing of the possibility that his would-be savior might become Nidhogg's next host.
But what other choice remains to us? Should the opportunity present itself, I will tear those foul orbs from Estinian's armor and trust in the resilience of his soul, even at the risk of mine own.
Everyone nods. Okay.
I found you at last.
Okay, let's put Alphino at risk. Yeah, everyone. Let's do it.
A messenger of the Temple Knights came to the manor some few hours past. The Lord Commander humbly requests the company of the Warrior of Light and Master Alphino.
Sir Emmerich would speak with us. Very well, thank you, Onawa.
Twould seem duty calls. Pray see to yours, and we shall return to ours.
Thank you, Y'shtola, Kryl. Your words have given me hope where there was none. Come then. Sir Emmerich awaits.
Okay, let's do it.
Alphino is allowing his feelings for this dragoon to cloud his thoughts. I worry he may do something rash. Keep an eye on him, would you?
They think more of their friends' deliverance than their foes' defeat. But will history commend their fealty or condemn their folly?
No one else sees the bright light as the dragon appears and disappears. It's invisible.
The conference held at Falcon's Nest was to be a celebration of the reconciliation twixt man and dragon. But the lingering shade of Nidhogg, clad in the flesh of the Azure Dragoon, did mark the occasion by spilling the blood of his own kind. A timely atrocity to remind the children of Ishgard that the Dragonsong War was far from over. And when fear gave way to fury, the call to arms rang out anew. Death to Nidhogg. Death to Nidhogg.
Finally there. All right. What news has Cermak to share with us, I wonder? Might Cermak perchance have received word of a Dravanian advance, or mayhap they have located Estet. That is to say, mayhap Nidhogg has been found. Come, I would hear what the Lord Commander has to say.
My friends, I thank you for coming.
You have had news of Nidhogg?
Excuse me.
Alas not. Our scouts range far and wide, but they have as yet found no trace of the Great Worm.
We dispatched an elite unit of dragoons to reconnoiter the churning mists, but even they returned empty-handed.
A pity.
Fear not, Alphino. We shall see the worm again soon enough. His words at Falcon's Nest attest to that. Indeed, he is like to come sooner than we would wish.
I assume Ishgard's defenses are being bolstered as we speak?
With all haste. I mean to call upon every able-bodied warrior at our disposal, from the Knights of the Four Houses to the men and women of the Watch. But I did not summon you to discuss strategy.
What then would you have of us, my lord?
I will speak plain. Now that Nidhogg is possessed of both of his eyes, no mortal force we can muster will repel him. That being the case, we must needs recruit an ally of equal strength.
You speak of Hraesvelga?
Interesting.
I do. To whom else could we turn?
That he is Nidhogg's equal I do not deny, nor can I name another. But convincing the reclusive creature to do battle with his own brave brother will be... how shall I put this?
It will be no small undertaking, yes. Estinian's report was most particular about Hraesvelga's unwillingness to involve himself in the affairs of men. But much has changed since your visit to Somal, and if there is even a chance that the dragon may be swayed, I must plead our case. Whatever price the dragon asks of me, I shall pay it. Such was my oath, to defend the people of Ishgard. Come what may, my friends, the battle with Nidhogg will mark the end of my tenure as the acting head of church and state. Will you help me discharge this final duty?
We're gonna throw some nods out? Oh, yeah.
We will, my lord. Though I fear our involvement offers no guarantee of success. Come then. We will depart at your leisure.
Thank you. Both of you. The city is yours, First Commander.
My lord, we shall pray for your swift return.
Was she getting sad? No clue. Ding. Oh, really? No check mark? Aha. Talk to him again, right outside. It grieves me to impose upon you on this matter, but you of all people understand the threat we now face. It is no imposition, Sir Emmerich. To Malchezaar and I, Ishgard is as a second home. After the many battles we have fought and the bonds we have forged, the plight of your nation has become our own. If there is aught that we can do to aid in its salvation, then pray impose all you must. You are true friends. Shall we be about our task then? We have no way of knowing when Nidhogg's shade will strike, but we must assume that time is not our ally. Indeed, with that in mind, I have taken the liberty of dispatching a messenger to inform Mistress Totaro that you will be escorting me to Somal. I confess I did not provide the exact details of our destination, as they are as yet unknown to me. We will summon Hraesvelgr at Zenith in the Churning Mists. Ere we begin our ascent, however, I think it best to pay a visit to Annex Trine. You seek an advantage in the coming negotiations? I do. I would consult with Vidofnir. I propose this in part of our concern for her condition, were she to succumb to her wounds, it would have grave consequences for our alliance. That apart, she may be able to provide insight into Rosira's current state of mind. Well reasoned. To the Devonian Forelands, then. Let's do it. Use me. Annex Trine. Let's bring in this newfangled technology into your home. Alright, where's the hole? There it is. She's still alive. Alive. Ah, 'tis the warrior of warriors and his companions. What bringeth you to mine abode? Pray forgive us for disturbing your recuperation, Vidofnir. I hope your wound does not pain you overmuch. Didst thou imagine me close to death? The thrust was deep, but not mortal. I will heal in time. Well, glad am I to hear it. You were the guest of honor at our conference, and we feel it our duty of protection. On behalf of Ishgard, I apologize unreservedly. I am a dragon full grown, and thou thought to protect me, mortal? I was tempered by the fires of battle ere thy great grandsire learned to crawl. Thy words do remind me of a knight whom I called friend some 1,000 years past. He swore to defend me from harm and hardship. Would that we could return to that era of peace when man and dragon knew such comradeship. Would that our every effort to do so were not undone by ancient rancor. For a truth, there can be no peace while Nidhogg's shade yet lingereth. That much is plain, yet we lack the strength to banish him. Thus do we make for Somal, to beseech the aid of your sire once more. Folly, thou knowest as well as I, how he will answer. Hraesvelgr's heart remains unchanged then, a pity. But if it is folly to hope, I am content to die a fool. as hath ever been the way of thy kind. Go then, be warned. The Shade's presence hath driven its minions to frenzy. Thank you, Vidofnir. We shall disturb your rest no longer. I'll take that one, whatever. Let's give you random food. Though I expected no better answer from Vidofnir, I take little pleasure from having been proven right. 'Twould seem that our presence at Zenith will be every bit as unwelcome as I had anticipated. What is the ire of one great worm to a trio of self-confessed fools such as ourselves? Let us begin our ascent. After you, Master Alphino. I really have to follow you. Scout ahead if you wish, Malchezair. We will join you outside Mogholm. Can I just go? Yeah, exactly. Let's just do this. Scout ahead. What? I had heard tales of the world above the clouds, but never did I dream one's mind paints a pale picture of its majesty. You lived to see such wonders. I am reminded of my first visit to this peak when Estinian and Ysael yet walked at our side. Kupopo? Is that you, Malchezair? If it isn't let's let me forgot my name, Kupo. After all we've been through together. At least you remember me. You do remember me, don't you, Malchezair? Uh-oh. He's Moghan. How can you mistake me for the overstuffed throne warmer? The curious move who excited you to Zenith, Kupo. But putting our shared history to one side, what brings you and your friends to Mogholm, Kupo? Another audience with old Hraesvelgr. Well, I hope you brought the horn, Kupo. With the winds as gentle as they are, a good loud toot should reach the great worm's ears easily enough. That is good to hear, Moghan, thank you. We had best press on to Zenith while the winds are in our favor. Yeah, nods. Sorry, Moghan. Bye. Oh, that was unexpected, Kupo. Chieftain Moglin want to hear about this. I'm just gonna fly over. I'm not even gonna teleport. It's not that far away. Alright, I think I'm done with the mount music. Umbral static. Nidhogg's lair. Isn't there another dungeon in this area? I guess not. What if he refuses to answer the call of the horn? There he is. I get to read in his voice now, even though, because he doesn't speak English. You dare summon me again, mortals?
Great race, Velga. 'Tis not lightly that we beg this audience. Pray hearken to our words, for they concern the future of man and dragon both.
It's your turn, Emmerich. Say something. Don't just gawp.
Greetings, Resvelga. I am Emmerich de Burrell, acting ruler of the nation of Ishgard. I am come before you to parley on behalf of my people.
To parley? Thinkest thou thy purpose unclear to me? Thou art come to beg mine aid in the battle against the shade of my brood brother.
Foresaw mine intent.
I but read that which is writ plain in thine eyes, whether thou had wit enough to scry the answer in mine. My beloved Shiva did once build a bridge twixt man and dragon, a bridge which thy treacherous forefathers saw fit to tear down, as thou well knowest. Thinkest thou Nidhogg was alone and despairing at the murder of our brood sister? Thinkest thou mine own soul did not cry out for vengeance? Know then that upon that accursed day, my heart did wither in my breast, and thy kind become unto me the harbingers of despair. 'Tis only Shiva's gentle dream that preventeth me from flying at Nidhogg's shoulder. Be grateful that I swore to abjure aggression ere I consumed her. I permit my children to offer or deny thee aid as they see fit, to warn thy people of my brood brother's coming. That thou wouldst dare ask more of me, but affirmeth thine incorrigible nature. Hopefully I read that right. I missed the last two words, but I think those were pretty close.
We understand that in your despair at man's betrayal, you seek only the refuge of solitude. But despite your protestations of spent faith, do you not still nurture the smallest flame of hope?
Perceivest thou such light in this dusk of mine existence?
I do. If you claim I see falsely, then tell me, why did you consent to bear Rizel upon your back?
Good question. Isel, piteous deluded Isel. The child did lament her past sins and sought to balance the scales with her remaining days. 'Twas her unquenchable passion, so alike to that of my beloved, which did spur me into flight. And for mine own part, I would countenance no longer the hands of evil men to use my brood brother's eye for ill.
So you do distinguish between those who acknowledge and repent their sins and those who perpetuate them. Interesting.
Oh, damn, he's talking down to him.
It seems to me that you have not, in fact, lost faith in mankind as a whole. Rather, you weigh our respective merits by how we allow the past to influence our future.
Spare me thine idle sophistry. Even were there a mote of truth in thy reasoning, what of it? Wouldst thou have me slay mine own sibling to save a city of mortals?
Should we suffer ties of blood to bind our hands, then? Nay, if the crime is one of unconscionable evil, we must needs condemn it, even should the transgressor be our closest kin. When my father corrupted himself and his followers with the power of a primal, I beseeched the Warrior of Light to slay him, an act alike to patricide. That he did not die by my hand matters little. If anything, it heaps greater disgrace upon my name. But had my father not fallen, he would have drawn countless thousands into a holy war of hellish proportions, which I hold the greater crime. Thus did I order his execution, sparing the lives of my people and yours. Alas, your brother Worm now prepares to murder those whom I sought to spare. What is more, he has taken my comrade's body for his own. But if I must slay my dearest friend to defeat my direst foe, I will not flinch from my duty.
Thou wouldst strike down thy friend, and by example of thy righteousness, persuade me to break mine own oath and kill my kindred? What's up, Dad? Heed me, my child. The servants of Hydaelyn envision a different outcome. They intend salvation not only for Ishgard, but for the doomed Dragon Slayer as well. Believest thou this shade to be Nidhogg returned? It is not merely a manifestation of his vengeance, a shadow cast by the Brood Brothers' rage. I would not command thee, but ponder well thy course, lest it lead thee into greater remorse. Help us save our companion. Thou wishest to rescue the Dragoon from his fate along with all the rest? I do begin to see why Isiel entrusted her hope unto thee. Thy purpose is pure. But so too is my brood brother's wrath, and 'tis that which lendeth him his all-surpassing might. Hast thou the strength of will to stand against so terrible a shadow, I wonder? 'Twould seem I must put thee and thy companions to the proof. I shall await thee in the ruins wherein Ratatoskr once dwelled. Heed well the words of my children, and hasten thee to the place of thy trial. Yeah, let's do some nods. Yeah. Oh, he nodded too. And then he did the roar he has to do before he takes off every time. What was that about? I believe I spied a wyvern landing just outside the palace. It is doubtless one of the children of whom Hraesvelgr spoke. Come, my friends, let us not keep our escort waiting. My broodmates and I will bear you to the place of your trial. Make your preparations. Ah, another dungeon. Let's do this. How can I go up this thing? Too bad I can't go straight up. Look at that. The vantage point. Alright, that's as high as I can go. Pretty dang high. Ah. Oh, what did it fall? It won't kill me anyway. I wonder if because the tank queue takes so long, like the DPS queue is actually better now too. All the people coming up from WoW, they're like, you know what, tank queues are the best, and everyone's playing a tank. Now they're not the best anymore. I'm just flying around, just waiting for this queue. I don't have any fishing. I'd be doing that maybe. Surprised there isn't a sightseeing point up there. There's one there, though. I don't even know what these are for. Like, you never go here. Maybe for like class quests. They have all these areas you don't go for the story, and maybe that's fates and things like that out here too. Probably what it is. Diresar. There we go. Get into this dungeon. Good thing I watched the opening on this one. There seems to be a little bit more to it than just a regular dungeon opening. Sorakai. I have 2 machinists. Nice. An enchanted fan. That's kind of cool. Tight tornado, eh? Okay, cool. The nice thing is I don't have to worry about positioning too much because we don't have any melee guys. Dang, that like last bit of health just dropped. That was awesome. What? Moogles? Uh-oh. This is as far as you go, Magazar. You ridiculous name. Won't make it past me, Koopa Koopo. Is it because I said Moglin instead of Moghan? What if this is an even easier version of the King Mogamog, the 12th fight? There's no time for naps. Everyone fights. No one quits. I'm not the chieftain, I'm the biggest. I'm the chieftain because I'm the baddest. Demoniacal Mogcade. Oh, that thing just flipping around over there. Alright, cool. Phew. Next area. Sorkai buzzard. Very specific type of buzzard. We got 3 of them down. Nice. Breathwing. Cool. Sanctuary Sanahale. Okay. That's a real word. Is this the second boss? I think it is. Oh no, it's not. This one is a lot of avoiding getting run over. He busted the wall down over there, so you can get out of the way of that, but it was way down there, so I couldn't get to it. Cloud Call, what does that do? Oh, stay away from the cloud is essentially what that is. Kaboom. Alright, so now we can get out of the way. Two, three. We take damage while we're in there, but far less than just taking the hit. And we win, so that's fine. The Answer of Shame. Why don't you live in a place called the Answer of Shame? Thou hast weathered my trial thus far, but I am not convinced. I will try thy limits. I'll try your limits by having you kill my brethren. Perfect sense. Nidhogg will spare thee no clemency, and thus neither must I. Oh yeah, is that how it's gonna be? Ow. Excuse me. This is a pretty fun fight if I remember correctly. You have to jump around a lot. Yep. Come, warrior. Show me what strength doth remain in thy frail mortal shell. They're all ranged, so they don't have to be on the same platform as me. It's actually pretty handy. Get out of the way of that. The healer died. Thou art formidable, but canst thou endure until the bitter end? I need more mana. A worm doth fight with both might and magics. Can thou withstand the onslaught of spell and claw? I don't think so. I haven't clicked my invulnerability button. We'll do better this time if the healer doesn't die. Doesn't go for the long fall, if you will. Where are you going, Gaggin Loggin? All right, take two. What's going on over here? We're just getting wrecked. That was just a lot of shinies all at once. The boom. Come on. Alright, well, whatever. What did he say before he quit? Thy resolve has withstood my scrutiny. Mayhap there is hope to be had in one such as thee. I got 2 comments for that. Even bereft of an eye, my brood brother was a fearsome foe indeed. But having tasted thy strength firsthand, I do begin to see how thou didst bring him low. Idolin chooseth her servants well. I can speak. Very well. I shall trust in the seed of man one last time. By thy deeds shall the flickering hope that lingereth yet within my heart be kindled anew, or extinguished forever.
Your trial is ended as well, then?
Oh, they each have their own trials.
Mine was brutal beyond reckoning. Vedfalnir seems ill-acquainted with the notion of mock battles.
He smiled. That you yet stand is ready proof of your determination, mortals. Let us fight as allies, then, and together banish my brood brother's vengeful shade. On my oath, the wrath that once was Nidhogg shall meet its end. This I swear on the memory of my beloved Shiva, and on the lost soul of lost Izael. Good times. Alright, Alphino, what do you have for me? Oh, my poor ribs. Reisfelger saw fit to pair me with Vidofnir, but her ferocity was such that I began to wonder if I hadn't simply imagined her injury. Yet my trial pales in insignificance next to yours. How fared you in your duel with Reisfelger? We lost once. I take from this that your battle was rather more involved than my own. Verdfalnir seemed largely concerned with how long he could keep me rolling in the dust. Between dodging snapping fangs and slashing claws, I scarce had time to aim a blow. Had he truly meant to harm me, of course, I would not be standing here now. Plainly, his intent was to teach. His onslaught forced me to recall my training about the speed of the dragon, his balance, his blind spots. It was, in short, a very thorough lesson. Are you going to explain why you had your guys fight me? Wow. Kupo, Malgazer, let me begin by congratulating you on the completion of your trial. For one with a name more befitting a jester, you fight with the savagery of a rabid demon. Do you see how my wings are kinked? Even my palm aches. After this drubbing, I fear my little subjects will have to bear the load of my personal chores for quite some time, Kupo. Possibly indefinitely. What? When I told you about Malgazer's trial, I didn't mean for the rest of us to suffer. That's triple shits for you, Moghan. Triple? But that's not fair. There's no justice, Kupo. None at all.
Our negotiations proved rather more strenuous than I had anticipated, but the results seem well worth the effort.
The battle was indeed hard won. Thank you, my friends. I would never have earned Reisvelger's cooperation had you not seen fit to grant me yours. 'Twas your stalwart heroism that moved the heart of the Great Worm at the last. Any gratitude I can offer is but poor reward for your continued service to Ishgard.
Twould seem our final reckoning with the dread worm is at hand. I only wish we had some inkling as to when he means to strike.
Oh, there's your note right there.
Oh, God.
The cry heraldeth his coming. Nidhogg's shade hath taken wing.
It has begun. We must away to Ishgard.
Yep. Excuse me. Ishgard will not last long against Nidhogg and his horde. We must away. You already just said that. Know you then what this roar portendeth?
I must return to my city without delay.
See the
Then we shall lend you our wings. Let us meet with Nidhogg on the field of battle, and together bring an end to his wrathful song. Do I get to ride a rice figure? Yep. I'm the best. Cool. Dang, that was cool.
Remember your training. We hold fast until the Lord Commander returns. We must hold.
Man, she's good. Oh, they're okay.
Reinforcements! By the Fury, that one is the size of Nidhogg.
It's not Nidhogg.
Lord Commander.
You are late, Warrior of Light.
Never late. Neither am I early. I always show precisely what I mean to. I'm gonna do the slow walk. That'll show him. Hello, Nidhogg. Aw, sad music. Wherefore standest thou with these vermin, brother? Abandon this war, shade. The suffering thou sowest serveth no end. The traitor's progeny have learned of their forefathers' betrayal and seek now to make amends with our kind. Never shall our grief be assuaged, nor our loss forgotten, but reconciliation may yet halt the spread of this plague of enmity. Forsake thy vengeance, and be at peace. What soft-headed ramblings are these? Thy dalliance with that vile maid hath robbed thee of thy wits. Mayhap her cloying perfume hath made thee forget the stench of our brood sister's lifeblood. Thou darest speak thus of my beloved. Ah, so the flames of rage may yet be kindled. I feared thy heart's fire had long since gone out. But waste not thy fury on words, brother. Thou shalt have need of it after the battle. Let's fight. Let him duke it out. Yeah. Dragon battle. Dang. Telekinesis. Come on, Racevelger. You can't stop that. You're his bro. Oh, he got out of the way. Ooh. What's that? Oh, dang. Nidhogg pretended to be out of it. Then he came back with a vengeance. Ooh. Tore off one of his wings. Good. Thou art weak, Racevelger, a slithering worm who fawneth on the vermin who should barely be his prey. For 1,000 years have I fought without cease, and thou didst think to prevail against me. Glory not in thy victory, Shade. The battle is not yet won. My power and my hope I have entrusted to another. Oh, his eyes are gone. Thine eye, what hast thou done? He gave me his eye. It'd be cool if this is a permanent thing. Fool, thou wouldst just immortal with thy strength. I know thee. 'Twas thou who didst intrude upon my lair and best the half of me. But now I am whole, and not a creation shall deny me my vengeance. A new duty. Let's see, is it a trial or a dungeon? Not a dungeon, so it's gotta be a trial. Final steps of faith. As opposed to the regular steps of faith. Alright. Time to listen to this while we wait, I guess. Sorry, I'm catching up on the latest. Golden saucer reset. They all reset. This is a weekly thing, so I have a whole week to do these. Crafting and gathering. Did I even unlock any crafting? No, then why is it on there? What do we have here? Samurai. He's just waiting for me to come up with more people. Oh, it's going to be a total of 8, too. Come on. An end to the song. The nice thing is, I'm pretty looking at the guy that I'm looking at. Looks like after this, I'll be about halfway to Stormblood on the bridge quests.
Children of the land, do you hear echoes of truths that once rang clear? Two souls intertwined, one true love they did find, bringing land and heavens near. But flames that burn full bright soon fell dark. Memories dimmed by shadowed hearts. In the waxing gloom did wane the lover's moon, watching as their world.
Bet you can't tell how long someone's been, but he's in a cinematic anyway. I'm not waiting for a group. Maybe he already beat it. I like how like this zone right here, this Steps of Faith, is so much larger than it is actually like when you're flying around. It's like nowhere near this big. All right, almost there, almost at the average wait time. Come on, let's get in here. Just want to get the fight over with. Let me move on. Then I just go back to healer and just level up my scholar. Because just waiting around is for the I want to say it. It's a no bueno. White Brim. Stone Vigil. Steel Vigil. All right, now I'm. Oh no, their wait time. The average wait time is increased. How dare it? Come on. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna whip out some emotes. Let's do some dances to indicate that we're bored. Do I not know any dances? I don't think I learned any dances, except for the basic one. Huh. Look at me go. Look at me dancing in real life. Oh, I was only there for 2 seconds. What are the other ones? Repeatable, adjustable, or other motions. Do I have a visor? No. What's the difference between sit and sit on ground? I guess sit. Maybe you can sit on like benches and stuff. Alright, what's up with this average wait time? Alright, here we go, finally. Took you long enough. Come on. Ow. Hopefully I muted it in time. Sorry about that. One of the DPS did not take the thing. Now he comes over to fight. Instead of fighting me one-on-one, you would have won probably easily. Now we have 8 of us. What a rare roar for me. Get ready to dodge a lot. And he has like almost 10,000 more experience or health than I do. Oh, he must have a like full Shire gear or something. Okay, yeah, take everything. Why not? I don't complain. Really? It just got out of range. Wriggling maggots, I shall grind you to paste in my jaws. And then he flew away. Come, my children, claim the vengeance that is rightfully yours. Look upon the fool who dared embrace my power. Witness the darkened wings about to beat his shriveled soul. Hey, he looks cool. Champions of man, hearken to my fury. Thy final verse is sung. Thou hast survived my son. Curse thee, and thine eye harass Vogar. This isn't even my final form. Go over to the edge, guys. Now get out of there. Get out of the evil pancake. Rude brother, thou hast doomed me. But if they must meet thine end, then all shall burn upon my pyre. Stack up. Nice. And he's done. Slain twice by mortal hands. I can throw a combination out, give the other tank. Alright. And now we get probably a whole movie. Nah, the way it would say if it would take too long, it would warn you. It'd be like, there's going to be a lot of things in succession. Make sure you have time to actually sit down and watch it. Done it before. Oh, my hat's gone.
Estinian!
Is this to be mine end? Nay, I will not allow it. I am of the first brood. I am vengeance incarnate. I am Nidhogg! Thou shalt die by my hand!
This is not your hand, worm!
Thou wilt obey!
I would ask one last favor of you, Warrior of Light. Finish me, now, while I have the beast subdued! You waste your time. Kill me! It is the only way! Ending Nidhogg will be my final duty!
No! You can't die like this! I won't let you!
Oh? Undone by mortal will. Whither now? Well, it's just been proven that as long as your eyes exist, I mean, you might still survive. So, your eyes are still there. I also need to give Hraesvelgr back his eye.
The eyes! Cast them into the abyss!
Or destroy them. Why'd you guys go the same direction? Just because you think of it's an abyss doesn't mean that's not. It is. Someone might find those.
He lives. Ah, Estinian, my ill-fated friend. Lucia, summon the healers. I want them ready to receive him.
At once, Lord Commander.
allow me to do this much, at least.
The horde have sensed the fall of their master and scattered to the winds.
You have my gratitude, Hraesvelgr. Your deeds this day have saved a great many lives.
Then our alliance hath served its purpose. Thou didst wield the power I granted thee well. 'Twas thine own skill, and not mine eye, which earned thee victory. Give it back to him. But give him his eye. I wish thy companion a swift recovery. Fare you well, children of man. He still fly pretty well for someone who'd lost a wing. I know he had like 10 of them, but still.
The battle is won. We can do no more for Estinian now than bear him home and wish him well, even as Hraesvelgr did. The rest we must trust to the hands of the healers and the grace of the gods.
They already have ladders all over it. Alright, let's figure this out. Through the haze of pain, I swear I sensed. But no, the past is done, and we must look to the future. At long last, Nidhogg is gone, his foul spirit cast out once and for all. I only pray that Estinian survives the ordeal. How much more is there in this one section? There's a couple more. Okay. Wrong button. Hang on. There we go. Your battle with Nidhogg's Shade will beget many an epic battle at Malchezair, and rightly so. It was without a doubt one of your more epical victories, though I must admit that I took greater joy in seeing you emerge from the experience unscathed. And not only for your own sake. Had you not been there to aid me, those infernal eyes would still be fused to Estinian's mail. Yet even with Nidhogg gone, I cannot help but wonder how much of our friend remains. Let us pay a visit to Lucia and beg news of his condition. How about we don't beg? Come on, Alphino, come on. I assume she's going to be at the, yeah. Congregation of our knights most heavenly. Malchezair, Master Alphino, my honored friends. As if winning Hraesvelgr to our cause were not enough, you took it upon yourselves to rid us of his brood brother. I know not how to thank you. Alphino, my own contribution was hardly noteworthy. The true saviors of the day were Malchezair and Estinian. One triumphed over Nidhogg's Shade through strength of arms, and the other through strength of will. And speaking of Estinian, what news of his recovery? The Azure Dragoon was conveyed to the infirmary, where he now resides under the care of our hospitalier captain. I'm told he is yet to regain consciousness. But as you know, Estinian's mind and body were held hostage for many days. We must be patient and allow the process of healing to begin. In the meantime, you do well to rest and recover from your own ordeals. But surely, Emmerich is never long from Estinian's bedside and will send word the moment there are any developments. Now, if I have satisfied your concerns, I believe Lord Edmund and his sons are most eager to celebrate your return. Very well, First Commander. Come, Malchezair, 'twould seem that we are awaited at Fort Tom Manor. What do these guys have for me anyway? What do they give? Just experience. Okay. I see that it's a bad thing. Last vigil. What's everyone doing out here? Something I'm missing? Perhaps, but whatever.
The heroes of the hour return.
Heck yeah.
We but did our duty, my lord. It was the memories of fallen friends and not our heroism which saw us through at the last.
I gave every ounce of my strength, but mine efforts would have counted for naught had the Warrior of Light not arrived to challenge the Great Worm. As a sworn knight of Ishgard, I had hoped to do my best.
Well, we cannot all be heroes, dear brother. Let us put away our pride for a moment and revel in the valiant deeds of our comrade. For your sterling service to Ishgard, we salute you. And while we're on the subject of valiant deeds, I believe I myself have earned some small measure of recognition. Under my watchful command, the ballistas of the Outer Ward struck down a veritable swarm of Dravanian invaders.
My lord's command was certainly watchful. He bravely watched as the siege crews took aim, and continued to watch as countless wyverns met their end. Indeed, the ward's defenders proved so well drilled that my lord had little occasion to stop watching.
On our walk, keeping him honest.
There will be time enough to determine who is most deserving of recognition later. Our friends are doubtless weary from their exertions. I had chambers prepared in expectation of your return. You are welcome to retire at your leisure.
I am most grateful for your hospitality, my lord, but I believe I shall pay a visit to the Temple Knight's Infirmary. Pray excuse me.
Our master Alphino has grown. The plight of his stricken brother in arms pains him more than his own hurts. In which respect he has come to resemble you, Warrior of Light. Go then, visit the Azure Dragoon, and grant him what comfort you may.
All right. Hey, look, I can play cards. Alright, so I need to go back to... Yep. Malgazar, my friend, what can I do for the savior of Ishgard? Seeing Master Alphino? Ah, he came to relieve me of my vigil a short while ago. When he begged to sit at Estinian's side, I could not well refuse him. Though he would sooner faint than admit it, the boy must be exhausted by Heraeus's trial and all that followed. Estinian is blessed to have such devoted comrades. My own friendship with Estinian began some 10 years past, shortly after we joined the Temple Knights. I learned his name soon enough, but Estinian barely registered my existence. I was less a fellow recruit and more a shadow which occasionally darkened his path. And so I might have remained, had fate not seen fit to intervene. While out on patrol, our company was set upon by a dragon, and we were the only two to survive. The experience forged a bond between us, as such life-threatening situations are wont to do. Despite our friendship, he remained an intense and solitary youth, wholly obsessed with claiming vengeance against Nidhogg. Revenge was ever at his forefront of his mind, revenge for the death of his parents, and revenge for his younger brother. I would venture that in Alphino he sees something of his lost sibling. And in the ungentle chidings of Estinian, Alphino has found the elder brother he never had. Truth be told, Estinian's tactless observations have saved me from disaster more than once, and I can well understand Alphino's affection for him. He is a friend from whom I would gladly know his. Lord Commander, your presence is required in the infirmary. Is he? Tell him I'm on my way. Why is it required? I'm not a doctor. I'm just like, ooh. Let's go to him. Oh. Oh, one moment. Back. All right, now let's do these. As long as they're all voice acted, then I'll be fine.
Estinian.
Cease your mewling, boy. It grates my ears.
Forgive me. When I saw you awaken, I could not... It was such a relief. We feared you might never wake up.
Now, Astinian. If Master Alphino thought any less of you, you would still be Nidhogg's plaything. Or dead.
Aye, 'twas but a jest. I thank you, Alphino. And you too, Warrior of Light. Quite how you managed to persuade Hraesvogr to aid in his brood brother's downfall I cannot imagine. But full glad am I that you did. Yet again, you have achieved the impossible.
I, for my part, owe you an apology. When last we met, I did willingly loose an arrow at your heart. Can you forgive me?
There is naught to forgive, Hameric. You but acted in defense of Ishgard as is your duty. Were you any less single-minded about it, I would not follow you into battle, nor trust you at my back. Besides, I had come to the selfsame conclusion, that I would have to perish for Nidhogg to be stopped. So let us dispense with the hand-wringing. I have heard enough mewling for one day.
Oh!
The tendrils of Nidhogg's foul presence bound up every fiber of my being, usurping my senses, but I yet retained some trace of awareness. The worm's mind was as a vast and tumultuous sea. Endlessly its black waters churned, his grief and despair at Ratatoska's murder never calming, never receding. Driven by this surging current came wave upon wave of unrelenting rancor. It was the very image of my own heart. There I saw the dark reflection of the hatred I felt after Nidhogg slew my family, when no path remained save vengeance against dragonkind. Neither one of us had a choice. But I was blessed with something Nidhogg was not. Comrades and teachers to console and admonish me. Had I not had them to gainsay my obsession, it would surely have consumed me as Nidhogg's did him, and we would have been in all respects alike. Though his shade is banished, his spirit scattered upon the sea of clouds, I feel no joy at his passing. Where once I craved vengeance, I now crave rest. Lord Commander, my hunt is at an end. I would lay down the mantle of Azure Dragoon.
My friend.
He has tired himself with too many words. I doubt not that he will make a full recovery, but he must be allowed some few days of quiet.
too must see my path to its end. Sleep well, my friend.
Oh, there's more.
Following the battle with Nidhogg on the Steps of Faith, Sir Emeric called an assembly that he might make his final proclamation as acting head of state. "'Twas there, with one decree, that the 1,000-year rule of the archbishops was ended, paving the way for a new republic. The governance of Ishgard would now be placed in the hands of high and lowborn alike, their ranks represented by the newly founded House of Lords and House of Commons. Church was separated from state. The foundation for change had been carefully laid, and the reforms proposed by Ishgard's new government passed into law without incident. His duty done, Emeric de Burrell gladly stepped down from the Archbishop's dais, only to be raised unto the highest seat in the House of Lords.
Can't escape it.
Though he strove at first to refuse this honor, the unexpectedly strident voice of the Count de Durandare left him little choice but to accept.
You always have a choice, but okay.
And so it was that the winds of gentle revolution came to stir. Prominent among the many honored guests at Sir Emeric's investiture were the ambassadors of Dragonkind, a fitting symbol of Ishgard's newfound peace. The people looked on in awe as he soared through the heavens on Dragonback. And by their cheers did they hail him an Azure Dragoon for a new age.
Well, he is wearing blue, so that makes sense. Stinian.
Thus were the notes of the dragon song rewritten, the din of war giving way to a rising litany of peace and hope.
Later, Hraesvelgr. I'm just writing your dad. That's cool. More. He writes fast. Is this the actual end to the Heavensward storyline? Seems so. Excuse me. Why show us the bed? We know he was up and around. So, unnecessary. Oh, that wasn't as long as that would be. That wasn't too bad. What do you have for me? Well, let's turn in this quest here and finish up this patch. I was gazing out of the sea of clouds in an all too rare moment of idleness when I chanced to behold a certain hero wending his way towards the city on Dragonback. Welcome home, Malchezair. Nay, 'twas no grave matter that moved me to greet you in person. Between you and me, I merely sought respite from the pressures of office. No sooner did I surrender my role as temporary head of state than I am burdened with a position of more permanent responsibility. I fancy that it echoes in some small measure the way you must feel when your improbable feats of heroism are rewarded with still more impossible challenges. The myth which guided our society for generations lies in tatters. Am I then to be scorned for building upon the system of nobility that I once sought to tear down? What strange jest is this that places me at its pinnacle, an archbishop's bastard at the head of the House of Lords? But these questions are for me to answer. It is not in man's nature to change overnight. This I learned through painful experience, and it was a hard lesson which convinced me to take the path which we now follow. Even as we rebuild the bridge between man and dragon, so must we reimagine Ishgard, one carefully placed stone at a time. We must remember that it is not for us that we lay this groundwork, but for the men and women that our children will become. May our towers rise proudly from the fundament of our legacy. I hear word from Captain Whitecape that Estanian has vanished from his sick room. His willfulness survives undiminished. Should you ever happen upon our unmannerly friend in your travels, pray assure him that I will keep Ishgard safe until he deigns to come home. Thank you, Malchezair, and please convey my warmest regards to Master Alphino. I wanted to finish this up and then take a break. Come on. Unquiet Trader. Oh, that's the raid. That's Astrologian, which is the healer. One of these days, what I'm thinking is once I actually catch up on all the story, which going as slow as I am, I may not even finish Shadowbringers before Endwalker even comes out. But once I catch up, then I'll start doing side things, like almost solely. Well, honestly, at that point, that's all there's really you can do. Maybe play a different game. You spoke with Samric. I do not envy him his new position. Ishgard has chosen a new road, but one littered with the detritus of 1,000 years of broken faith. Yet though her people may stumble from time to time, I know of none better than Sir Emmerich to lead the march of progress. As for us, there remains a small matter of ushering in a new dawn in the shadow of inscrutable Ascian machinations and a seemingly endless procession of primals. But we too must walk our chosen path, no matter how treacherous the footing. There we go. Got a couple things. Get an Orchestrion. In the wake of Ishgard's governmental reform, new airship routes have been sanctioned. You may now travel to select a selection of distant locales for the landing in Ishgard. Really? Oh. How did I finish it? Uh-oh. Oh, it's one of the Warriors of Darkness. What if you could jump down and be like, I got this, because you can't die from fall damage if you're a Warrior of Light. Look, another Warrior of Darkness. Thank you, Blade Hairs. Nay, you need not remain there. We shall rendezvous at the usual place. All is proceeding as expected, then. Aye, there is none to concern us, aside from one overly curious mouse. Hello, Fakrid. This way. Oh, is that Alize? Haven't seen her in a while. Him again. It is of no moment. They will play their part and we will play ours. It is of no moment. I've never heard that before. Maybe I read it wrong. Kind of a weird way of saying it. If that's what he said. And thus did grey mists give way to azure skies, man and dragon rise above, voices join in song. But beneath shrouded boughs, beyond the scope of light, shadow stirs. Cool. Floor the Horde. You're referencing the other game. Careful. Well, this expansion's been around for quite a while, so you think they'd, if there was an issue, they would have had it by now. Dragon Song. Cool. Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit of a break here, have some lunch, and I will return afterwards.